Welcome to the first episode of the Up in the Pressbox podcast. I am your host, Landen Hastreiter. We have a very special guest joining us today, all the way from South Dakota State University, a 6'9" freshman, Will Kyle III. Will, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. First of all, I want to congratulate you on committing to South Dakota State, and we'll
Thank you.
get to talking about your recruiting process, momentarily. But just to talk for a moment about your time on campus so far, are you enjoying it? You missing home? Anything of that nature?
I'm definitely enjoying it. We've been here since probably like the start of June. We just got into like some lifting and like some just a few workouts and stuff like that. It was definitely different in the summer just because it wasn't an active town really. But since school has started, like all the students are back and stuff, so it's definitely very active on campus and stuff. And we're still like lifting and stuff, and we're up and getting ready for the season.
Yeah, just for a second, you want to talk about the differences between, kind of training in the summer? Because you competed in what, 3 state championships in high school?
Two.
2 state championships. Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah.
So can you just talk about the difference between, a Division I college program and a high caliber high school program like you played at?
I would say the main difference is uh in high school it's like you're not going up against that what would I say? How would you word it? The same exact skill level as I
Yeah.
would say like in college, I would say. Like going into practice like high school, like you would be going up against maybe like a JV scout squad or something like that. Like they would push you, but I feel like the biggest difference is like going up against like guys who are experienced up here at South Dakota State. They've definitely have worked me, and like if you're not ready to come practice, you could easily have really really bad practice and stuff like that. So you have to be ready at all times, and pretty much everybody on the floor is amazing players. So I feel like that's the main difference, and just the intensity. It was something I had to get used to when I first got up here.
Yeah, for sure. So you announced your commitment to the Jackrabbits just before your senior season of high school basketball began. That is actually just over 11 months ago. Do you have any, I guess, I don't want to like sound, harsh at all, but regrets, maybe not about the school you chose, but the fact that you committed so early, or did you not even think twice about it?
No, I didn't think twice about it. I knew for a fact when I came up here on my official visit that I knew I wanted to be a Jackrabbit, and ever since then I'm still loving the school, love my teammates, love all the coaching staff, and I feel like as far as my recruiting process, they really stuck out the most compared to like the other coaches who were recruiting me. So I feel like uh, no, I don't have any regrets with my decision. I'm happy to be here.
All right. So we kind of talked about the difference between high school and college, and you did arguably play in the best couple years of high school basketball in Nebraska, maybe ever. And it seemed like every single top team, including your Bellevue West team, had multiple guys either are or going to be Division One. Looking back on that, how did that prepare you for the Division One level?
I would say definitely that did prepare me a lot. Obviously, in practice, we wouldn't go as often like us against each other, but like in open gym, we would go against each other. But most of the time, we were going up against like JV Scout Squad, I would say. But when we did go up against each other, we would push each other, and just playing with like leaders like Chucky, like Frankie, and even Greg Brown, just players like that. They definitely taught me a lot, and like I feel like they taught me a lot, and like I saw personally what it takes to like play at this next level, and I feel like they just taught me a lot with how they worked, their work ethic, and what they were doing in high school as well.
Exactly. So staying back in your high school days just a little bit, we'll get out of them here in a second, but you won a state championship with Bellevue West, quite possibly the best comeback in Nebraska State history, if not surely up there, coming down from down 14 in the fourth quarter to beat that Millard North team. Looking back on that game, did you ever think that game was over? And like, what were your emotions kind of sitting there?
Yeah, I remember that was my sophomore year. Play at all my sophomore year. It was my junior year I started playing more, but I remember being on the bench, suited up, like looking at the score. It was like we still had hope. Obviously, we weren't just
Yeah.
gonna give up this, and we're gonna give our all to the end. But looking at the score from the sideline, it was like I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought maybe it possibly would be over, and like this was the end of our season. But as you know, Josiah That's my brother. My brother Josiah went in, hit 2 3-pointers, uh, huge shots, and then from there on, they went on a run, and then here we are today.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's kind of hard to kind of say that that game, felt over, but that's kind of a
Yeah,
reasonable answer because it was I mean, 14 points is a lot. So,
yeah.
uh, just one quick question: who was the toughest person you had to guard in high school and why?
Oh, that's a tough question. Uh, I'll say by far the toughest I probably had to guard was I would say Jason Green. Yeah, I have to give that to Jason Green. I'm really good friends with him. We were teammates in AAU and stuff like that. But I feel like whenever I would go up against Jason Green, he was by far like the best skilled big that I would play against and stuff like that. So I feel I would have to give that to Jason.
Yeah, Jason, I've watched him play a couple times. Never got the chance to play against him, but really great player. Besides that state championship victory, what would you say is your favorite memory from playing high school basketball?
I'll say my favorite memory. Uh, One of them is just obviously like we didn't win the past 2 years, but the fact that we were able to play in that sort of atmosphere that some teams they would dream of, some other athletes they would dream to even go to the state championship, and the fact that I was able to be in the environment for 3 years straight, that was amazing. I would feel like some games that were definitely a highlight, definitely that Creighton Prep game at state. I feel like that's definitely one of the best games in Nebraska high school basketball history. That Middle North game that we had in the holiday tournament, and then I would say that Sunrise game definitely. Those were definitely some really good highlights. We definitely hung in with one of the best teams in the nation. I feel like that was just a great experience and something I will remember for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I definitely remember watching that conference tournament game against Millard North, and then I was at that Sunrise game, and I can't remember, was it you who hit those couple threes to kind of bring you guys back in it? I'm blanking here. Help me out.
It was Greg.
It was Greg. Okay, it
Yeah,
was either you, Greg,
Greg
or
hit like
Josiah.
yeah. It was definitely it got us heated up. It definitely did. Greg hit like 2 or 3 in a row. They called a timeout, and then we were on a roll. We hung in there for a while. Obviously, we came up short, but we definitely held our own.
Yeah, I just remember being there, and that atmosphere was crazy when you guys were starting to come back because you had the whole arena kind of rooting for you because
Yep.
this Sunrise team's from Kansas, and they have all these Division 1 Grady Dick. Was it Willie Lightfoot? Yep, that was one of the best high school games I've ever been at, and I've been at quite a few really good ones. So now back into your recruitment a little bit. You kind of answered this before, but I'll kind of ask it. Maybe you can go a little in depth on it. Were you ever considering any other schools, and what really made SDSU jump off the page and get you to commit there?
I mean, obviously, I was considering other schools, seeing like what they brought that like was like what I wanted to have in a college. Like in a college, like I wanted like great coaching staff and stuff, good education and stuff. And I feel like SDSU had all that stuff. And obviously, they're a winning program. They have most Summit League tournament championships, most appearances in the NCAA tournament in the Summit League. So that was obvious. That obviously went into my decision as well. But as far as like the coaching staff, I feel like what separated them is that I had a relationship with every single coach on the team. Like every coach would call me. I would speak with the head coach, all the assistant coaches, and stuff like that. They would keep in contact with me, and then I feel like I'm a business major, so they have a good business school up here. I think they call it the Nest School. That's what they call it for their business schooling, and then just the town. I feel like the town is kind of like where I'm from, like Bellevue, Nebraska. It's like a small town, but it's like where I'm from if it had a D1 school pretty much. So it's pretty dry when nobody is like when school isn't in session. But as far as like right now, it's definitely a lot of people here, and just the fan base. The I've seen like some of the games, and like I know that the fans in Brookings are it's nowhere close to like any other schools in the summer league, and definitely that all went into my decision.
Yeah, that's actually a really good answer. So another forward from Nebraska, Jack Hastreiter, is beginning his freshman campaign with you as well. Can you talk about what it's like playing alongside him, especially being a guy that you were competing with year after year, a couple state tournaments, last year's state tournament, just kind of competing with him and now getting to share a court with him?
Yeah. That's actually my roommate. He's right. He's asleep right now. But yeah, definitely. I first met Jack when we were playing AAU together. He played with the Supreme team with us, so we would practice together and stuff like that. Definitely has the skill of a D1 athlete. I remember times he would mess us up at practice and stuff. So he would always stand out. Really good shooter. He's a lengthy guard. He's 6'7", so he's not small. Uh, you said to go into like playing with him now in like high school. You said
Yeah, kind of like you played against him in some big games, that Pius game last year in state, and then now just being able to, you kind of talked about sharing a court with him now.
yeah. So definitely the Pius games we played. We had two really good games. Definitely they both gave us good competition and stuff like that. Really good teams, and just now as being roommates and stuff, like we've gotten a lot closer and stuff, and it's really fun to play with each other along with the other freshmen. We have four true freshmen, and we have like two redshirt freshmen. We have Matthew Morris, and then we have Broden Lean, and then so just being out there all together and like just having like other like kids from like Nebraska like with me, it's just I feel like it's really fun, and just I'm having like a great time playing with just all my teammates and stuff. But I feel
Yeah.
like we've definitely got being roommates and like going to work out together and stuff like that.
Yeah, so you kind of said, and maybe you can go a little bit deeper on this. You kind of prefer the small town environment more, kind of like the Bellevue, opposed to like, the metros areas or like the big cities. Is that kind of your feel is kind of that smaller town, kind of like Brookings is?
I wouldn't say it's necessarily my feel or like uh I would just say like I'm comfortable with it. Like I wouldn't have like a problem with like the metro area or anything like that. I wouldn't have any problem with that, but just it just feels like a comfortable area. I would say like it feels like home. Like to me, that's like where I would say like what I meant by that.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Also you gotta tell Jack to answer my text. I'm trying to get him on.
Yeah,
Uh
I will.
we'll move into kind of some fun questions now, just kind of some loose, just just answer. If you were stranded on a desert island, what three items, not including food, water, clothes, or shelter, would you take with you?
Mm. Not food, water. Okay, definitely my phone. Well, actually, I mean, it makes no sense to bring my phone because it's not like there's gonna be outlets or anywhere. You said I can't have food, water, or
That let's just say that's like provided for you. Let's say you're stranded, but you have food, water, clothes, and shelter, so that you don't have to take that.
so this is just like an island with nothing on it.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I can't think of anything other than like technology, like my phone or something.
I mean, you could maybe bring like, I mean, your phone, let's just say there ain't no outlets, just let's say three things that you like that you can't live without. Let's kind of put it that way.
Uh, my phone. I would say family. I don't know. Have people there with me.
That's a definitely a good answer.
Family, and maybe like a book or something. If I'm on an island, I don't know.
Yeah, mine would definitely be a book, my phone, and I mean, family's a good one. I haven't really thought about the third one. What are your top three go-to restaurants in Brookings? And if you don't have three, what were they back in Bellevue?
Right now my three go tos. We have a Qdoba. I go to Qdoba a lot. We have a Chick-fil-A, and then downtown they have a really good bar and grill. It's called Cubby's.
The reason I kind of had to go get a pencil is I got to ask this question. Do you watch the NBA at all?
Yeah, I watch some of the NBA.
I mean, first of all, who's your favorite team?
I don't have a favorite team. I mostly like follow like I have like favorite players. I
Who are
would
your
say.
Okay, so I got two questions then. That's kind of actually really good. I'm gonna put you on the spot here. First question, give me your top 10 NBA players right now.
Oh,
I can give
right
I
now,
can give you I can give you mine if you're stuck.
like in order.
I mean, I would maybe try to get in order. I mean,
I would say number one, like the best player in the league right now. I'd say Giannis. Uh, and then like the other players, like I don't know if I could put them in order right now, but I would definitely LeBron, Kevin Durant, um, Curry. I would say Luca, John Morant. Who am I missing? I would have to say Jason Tatum is up there. What am I at 6?
yeah, that would be 6.
Who am I missing?
So you say
Butler,
Giannis.
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, Jimmy
He's
Butler.
definitely
So you got Giannis, Tatum, Butler. You said KD, Luca, Curry, and then was it LeBron? Did you say LeBron?
yeah. I said LeBron.
And then you say Embiid? Is that it? Or was it Jokic?
Uh
Might
oh
have been
no, I didn't
Jokic.
say definitely Embiid. Uh, and then Jokic, like you just said, was that 9
Yep.
or
Yep. And oh, you also said that's 9 because you also said John Morant. Yep. That'd be 9.
John Morant? Who's the last player? I'd say I can't think of anyone at the top of my head right now.
That might
Maybe
actually be 10. I was kind of just writing down players. I have Giannis, LeBron, Jokic, Embiid, KD, Luca, Curry. I got healthy Kawhi on there, and then Tatum and Butler.
yeah.
Who are your top 3? I mean, just favorite players in the NBA, just to watch.
Like of all time or in
Yeah.
the
Yep.
right
All time.
now?
All time.
Definitely all time. I would say Kobe is number one. Uh, Giannis, he's one of my favorite players to watch, and then Westbrook. He didn't have the best year last year, obviously, but Westbrook still he's one of my favorite players. So I would say him and Giannis are definitely some of my favorite players. Just watching him at OKC and stuff like that, and just breaking the triple double record, he's definitely gonna go down as one of the greats.
Yeah, I'm a Boston Celtics fan, so this last year's finals kind of hurt, but we had a good
Yeah,
season. We had a good season.
yeah.
Who are you most excited about playing this year? That could be a team or a player, or I mean, whether that's in conference. I don't know if you guys have your out of conference schedule yet. I saw your in conference schedule was online.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I don't know yet for sure if I'll play or if I'm in a redshirt, so I don't know for sure yet. But definitely some teams that are going to be interesting to play. Uh, Definitely, Oral Roberts. Oral Roberts is going to be a really good team in the summer league. Obviously, NDSU, and just like playing in like against like South Dakota, because there's like that rivalry that they have and stuff like that, and so that will get pretty intense. So those would be some exciting games.
For sure. Here's a real hard hitting question here. Did you pick South Dakota State to win your national championship in your March Madness bracket last year?
Of course, I
Wasn't sure,
did. Yeah, we did something we had sports entertainment marketing, uh, and then everybody was picking their teams, all of the schools and stuff like that. Picked South Dakota State. Obviously, they came up short, but I'm pretty confident that we'll be back. We'll be in the NCAA tournament again.
For sure. And if you guys get it, don't worry. I'm gonna pick you. I had you guys going. I think it was a Sweet 16 last year, but just not, stuff happens. If you could play a road game against any team in any arena, whether that be their home arena or not, who would you play and where would it be?
If I could play against any team, like college.
Yeah, college at South Dakota State. If you could play against any team and then any arena, whether that's Madison Square Garden or Cameron Indoor Stadium, or that team's home arena.
Uh, I would say, I would love to play at Creighton. I would say, because it's back home. I've been to a Creighton game before, like when I was younger and stuff, and like the atmosphere there, and just to have like family at the game possibly. So I feel like if I played at Creighton, what is it? Is it the CHI Health Center?
Yes,
I'm
yep,
not sure.
yeah, yep.
Yeah,
It is the CHI
I feel
Health
like
Center.
it'd be pretty nice to play there. But obviously, I feel like anything that would top that is just playing in the NCAA tournament. because that's like a dream of mine, and I believe that when it's all said and done, we're gonna definitely be in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and you get to play against your bud Jason Green, like you mentioned
Yeah.
earlier. What are your ultimate goals? This will include obviously the NCAA tournament. But what are your ultimate goals? You know, you can go as long as you want on this during your 4 years at South Dakota State, or maybe 5, obviously.
I would. I've never really thought about like my ultimate goals. Really, I just I just want to be the best player I could be. You know, work hard, be a good teammate and stuff like that. Uh, Never don't really have like individual goals. I just what that one that just sticks out is just I just love to play in the NCAA tournament. But other than that, whatever happens, happens. However, my career goes and stuff like that. I just want to be the best player I could be and stuff, and just have a good 4 years here.
That, yeah. Let's see. What advice would you give to anybody trying to go Division 1, whether that be, to the highs, the Blue Bloods, the Duke, North Carolinas, or even to somewhere like South Dakota State, or even lower? I mean, college basketball throughout D2, D3. Just what would your advice be to someone trying to make it?
You just got to work hard. I would say because me personally, like my freshman year, I wasn't always the best basketball player. I played for the freshman B team. Eventually moved up to freshman A, and then one of my coaches, Coach Hepburn, that's Chucky and Trey's dad. He worked out with me, stayed with me. Another one of my coaches, his name's Coach Mo. He worked with me all summer. Just uh, they were a huge part in my development, along with my AAU programs, Team Factory, Nebraska Supreme, and them. Uh, I feel like once my work ethic changed, and like once I realized I'm not as good as I may think, and that uh, I almost like was humbled. I feel like, and like I started working hard. I was working out every day with Coach Hepburn. I would say in my sophomore, it was right after our sophomore year, after we had won state. So I worked out with him every day. Worked out with Coach Mo. I would hoop at the Lead Center sometimes, which is a place right down the street from my house. I feel like once I started working hard, I played for Team Factory, got a little bit of notices, and then obviously junior year had a really good year. Started played for a really good team. We were ranked in the top 25 on Max Prep, so I feel like that all went into me getting noticed. But I feel like it all started with like that sophomore year, summer going into my junior year, is when I was just working out with Coach Hepburn and all these other coaches every day and just putting in the work to get better and wanting to get better.
Yeah, you talked about Coach Hepburn. Can you talk about a little bit about playing with Chucky? I mean, obviously, I don't want to, say something for you, but from the eye of someone just looking at that Bellevue West team, not being inside, it kind of seemed like he was your, the best skilled teammate you ever played with. Just kind of
Yeah.
talk about playing with him through practices and watching him kind of develop as a player before getting to Wisconsin.
Yeah. I would definitely say when I first started playing with Chucky, I think it was like my sophomore year. I would play a decent amount in like fall leagues. Uh, it's like Chucky sees stuff before it even happens. Like he has like this sense where he could. I mean, he averaged like 4 steals. My junior year, his senior year, he just like sees things for before it happens, and like he like sees the open teammate, like the open play, and he like knows how to make the right play. Definitely, when I started playing with Chucky, I would be surprised by some of the plays because I would be in a good position, open, and then like I wouldn't expect the ball coming to me because I didn't think Chucky would see it because I wasn't used to playing with the player with such high IQ. But definitely playing with Chucky made me a lot better. Uh, Obviously, a lot of eyes were on him too. I would say, yeah, he's definitely the most skilled player I've played with thus far.
Yeah, so obviously you played at Bell West and they had a great, atmosphere for the high school games. Who's the best, I guess, home arena, not, the Heartland Athletic Center, not Pinnacle Bank Arena, somebody's home arena or home gym that you played at in high school. Obviously, you didn't play at Columbus. We would have been up there, don't worry. But besides Columbus and besides Bell West, who's the best home arena or home gym, I guess I want to say, that you ever played at?
Best home gym, I'd say uh, Creighton Prep, definitely because they bring the energy. Their student section is Some people will say they're kind of wild sometimes, but I don't know. It's super fun. Like I like how like their student section brings the energy, and they always show out to every game.
Yeah. Would you say, kind of going back to South Dakota State, I'm kind of jumping between, because I knew you throughout high school. So, kind of got
Yeah.
a lot of questions for high school. But going back to South Dakota State, I'm going to kind of put you on the spot here again, just kind of lighthearted question. Do you have a favorite teammate? That's a lot of guys do. You'd be surprised.
No, I don't have a favorite teammate. I mean, love all my teammates. But no, I don't have a favorite. I get along with all my teammates. We all have a good time. We all have great times practicing together. It was great getting to know everybody when I got up here, but I always stayed in contact with them even when I wasn't up here. When I was committed, I just like all my teammates. I don't necessarily have a favorite. If that answers your question.
Oh yeah, for sure. A lot of guys don't. It's a hard question, but some guys will jump right out and they'll say, "Hey, this guy." But kind of taking that
Yeah.
teammate approach, I like it. I had a question, I just kind of forgot it. Oh shoot. I guess while I think about it, how you kind of back this up a little bit earlier, but kind of going deeper into it. What's your relationship with the coaching staff up there at South Dakota State? I mean, obviously, to commit to a school, you have to really love them, but is there a specific coach that kind of stands out? Your relationship with the head coach, stuff like that.
It's definitely not a specific coach. It's definitely all the coaches. It's just it's almost like a family. I would say it's like you can tell that these coaches like genuinely care about all the players and all of our success and just us getting better and stuff. And like they push us every day at practice. Not even all, not even just like on the court, but like even like our lifting coaches that I just met like this year and stuff. Coach he pushing us in the weight room. It seems like the whole environment here up in Brookings with all the coaches. I get along with all the coaches. I love the coaching staff a lot. I just it's just all something like I fell in love with as soon as I got up here on my official visit and seeing how the coaches interact with family, players, and like seeing like workouts and stuff and like meeting the players. Uh, it's definitely an amazing feeling just to be in that sort of environment, surrounded by winners and like good people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I actually did remember my question halfway through that. So, could you tell me kind of two strengths of your basketball game and then two things that you think that you're going to try to develop this year? I mean, like obviously you want to develop, a well-rounded game, but just two things that if you had to focus on two things, what two things would they be? And then two strengths that you really think you kind of bring to the table for South Dakota State.
I feel like two strengths are definitely that I'm a really good shot blocker. Uh, so my defense, I feel like, and then I can like switch out and like I feel like personally I can guard any position on the floor. Another That's another strength that I'm getting better at. I'm still working on it. I feel like my post scoring ability is getting a lot better, and I'm getting stronger. Uh, since I put on about 12 pounds since I've been up here, just lifting and stuff, and just eating a lot, and putting on a lot of muscle. So I feel like I'm getting stronger, and the more I work at it and stuff, my post scoring is getting better and better every day. Definitely something I want to work on. Is my perimeter game is getting my shot right and stuff, just so I could expand ways to score and stuff like that. So that's one thing I really want to work on. And I feel like that's one of my main focuses and like getting like more comfortable with my left hand. I would feel like.
I guess kind of another lighthearted question I have is it says here that you are listed at 6'9" on South Coast State's website. Is that really true, or are you standing on a 2x4 when they measured you?
I feel. I mean, I'm 6'9" in shoes, 6'8" without shoes. So, yeah, I would say I'm 6'9". Hopefully, I get taller. Hopefully, I keep growing.
Um, Another one. Who would you say was your basketball inspiration?
Definitely, Kobe. Uh, I know my uncle. He probably is the reason why he was always a huge Kobe fan. So whenever I'm around him, it's Kobe Bryant, Kobe Bryant, Kobe Bryant, and just like watching his game. I know I read his book Mamba Mentality, and like just everybody that knows Kobe knows like his work ethic and like everything he did like 100%, like crazy stuff like him like getting his I think like his finger popped back into place in the middle of a game and stuff. He's just a different breed, and it's sad that he passed. Rest in peace to him. But he definitely inspired me, and it was sad that he passed away. But watching like his highlights and stuff, obviously, I wasn't born when he was drafted, so I wouldn't be able to watch his like earliest years. But I like to watch Kobe highlights and stuff. And like I read his book and learned a lot just from reading that, and then almost like let me go inside of like Kobe Bryant's mind, because that's pretty much what his book was about and stuff.
Yeah, so you kind of talked about Kobe's book, Mamba Mentality, and when we talked about that desert island, you kind of talked about bringing a book. Do you have a favorite book? If it is Mamba Mentality, do you have another favorite book? Kind of a top two then, but
I would say I would say that Mamba Mentality book is definitely my favorite. I'm not really a book reader, but like obviously if I was on an island, I need something to do. So uh I know this book we read in English class. It's called "And Then There Were None." That's a really good book. I feel like maybe I'd bring that.
yeah, so I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna just rapid fire off 5 words here, and you're gonna tell me your favorite of whatever I just say, okay? Just kind of just some
My
rapid
favorite,
fire.
my
What?
favorite,
Just I'm
my
gonna
favorite.
say 3 word or 5 words. It's 5 words, and
Okay,
it'll be something, and you just tell me your favorite whatever I say. Like if I said basketball team, like I would say the Celtics. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
Okay, so favorite color,
Red.
favorite movie,
Uh, Friday.
it's a good one. Favorite soda or pop, whatever you say.
I don't really drink soda, but I'd say Sprite.
Favorite pizza topping,
Pepperoni.
and last one, favorite wing flavor.
Buffalo.
That's a really good answer. There's about 6 minutes left on this Zoom meeting before it kind of shuts off. So I'm gonna let you go here. Well, thank you for coming on. It was a pleasure. It was nice to kind of get to know more about you and also kind of get to meet you for the first time in
Yeah.
person. Um, I'll put your social medias on, the episode podcast that you're on. So thank you for coming out. Have a good day, man.
Yep. Thanks for having me, bro.
Yep.
Yep. Have a good one.
You too.
Yep. See ya.
See ya.